I, ladies and gentlemen, am a sucker for a Cameroon wrapper. Always have been. I don't know really what it is about the Cameroon that I like so very much. It's just, well, it just works for me. And so I was searching for some low-cost, high-yield cigars. Yes, even I do from time to time pay attention to price. It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. I'm Tony Katz, and that is America's favorite amateur drinker, Fingers Malloy. And this from La Aurora is the 1903 Cameroon Toro. This is a 5 3/4 by 54, which means it's 5 3/4 inches long. Always makes Fingers Malloy laugh. And the ring gauge is a 54. That's the diameter of the cigar or how thick it is around. Again, with the laughter. So a 64 ring gauge would be a full 1 inch around. This is probably top of the market where I like to be. Not probably. This is top of the market wherever I like to be in terms of a cigar. This has a really monotone type of color to it. In a darker brown. It's got a little bit of sueding going on that field. I don't think I would call that oily, although it does have a touch of oil. It's more suede. You can feel more of a velvety touch as opposed to, let's say, a grittiness on this Fingers Malloy.
Velvety Touch, by the way, was my debut album.
And it was fantastic. It featured a young Burt Bacharach.
Wow. That's dating me.
I almost went with Burl Ives.
See, now that would have made me feel more comfortable, even though Burl is actually quite much. I think he's a lot older, isn't he?
I think they're both dead.
Oh. Did anybody tell them?
Oh. Did anybody tell America? That's right. We're the show that makes fun of Burt Bacharach. We're going to hell. Fingers, what do you started already smoking. I'm just going to light this up right now.
So, first of all, there's quite a bit of heft for this cigar for the size that it is. I thought it would be a little lighter, which lends to a better hand feel in my mind. Just lit this up. Really, maybe a little bit of wood, maybe a hint of nuttiness, and that's about it. I'm not getting any kind of pepper at this point. No coffee, no chocolate. It's so far so good. Especially, my impression of this cigar may be a little bit influenced right away because Tony told me ahead of time how much it is. So I'm trying to let that not influence how I feel about the cigar, but that's what I'm getting so far.
Yeah, so La Aurora does a lot of nice pieces. I think, and you know, perception is everything. And if you were to take a look at some of the listing of La Aurora, some of the Churchills they do, some of the Tubos that they've got together. They've got some nice pieces. I think more people know the 107 series from them. I just don't think that La Aurora as a name is in the same pantheon as where people put, oh, that's a nice cigar. And that's a shame in that the whole thing about the name, the brand that's not true. What is good is what you like. And without trying things, you're never, ever going to know. I got to this because I wanted a Cameroon. I wanted something like this in my humidor, and I ended up buying a box. Okay, I just said, yes, please. And I will take that.
Sight unseen. Never had one before.
I think I have, but I can't tell you when. Now, I don't think we've ever reviewed this cigar. I didn't go back and double check and triple check. We've been doing this for 6 years. There comes a moment where you can't remember everything.
Episode 84, actually.
Is that right?
No, I just made that up.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
But I trust the brand enough, and I'm like, I'll absolutely give this a go. The cedar note, that wood note you're talking about, is absolutely true. What there isn't is a harshness. Also, the cigar is not actually at this moment tobacco forward. It's actually a bit of a clean smoke. That little bit of spice that exists on the tongue there, and there's kind of a feel towards the back of the throat, which you could describe as a little bit of leather. So there's this, and also that could be seen as a spice. There sometimes if you don't get leather but you do get spice, you're in the same kind of place. And always, by the way, you can get different flavors than us. What the hell do we know? Mm-hmm. Honestly, what the hell does anybody really and truly know? Do you like it or do you not? La Aurora, the 1903 Cameroon Toro, 5 3/4 by 54. Get your notebooks out. What did you eat today? What did you drink today? Should we play America's favorite game? What did Fingers Malloy eat today?
Do you really want to know?
Is it that bad?
It's pretty bad.
Or we'll play it later.
Okay.
That's called a tease, ladies and gentlemen. Wait till you hear this. You won't believe he's still alive. It's the question we've always been asking. So get your notebook out. What'd you eat today? What'd you drink today? The weather. We've had freezing cold in Indianapolis, finally seeing some nicer weather. Now, we went from snow to 60 degrees in like an hour.
So I took Fingers Malloy Sr. Back up to Saginaw, Michigan, his old stomping grounds over the weekend. And I was returning home Sunday and drove through 6 inches of snow. It was absolutely crazy because, you know, earlier in the week you were talking 68 degrees, then 6 inches of snow, just like that.
Just like what?
Just like that. Like, there you go.
Just making sure we can both do that. I just wasn't sure. I thought maybe Fingers was having a problem. You know, if he lost his snapping fingers, we've got a serious problem. And then you take the cigar. Take the cigar and break it to thirds in your mind. First third, second third, final third. What did you eat today? Write it down. What did you drink today? Write it down. Affects your palate. The weather can affect your palate. And then break the cigar into thirds and write down the flavors you get from each third of the cigar. Doesn't matter how esoteric, doesn't matter how basic, doesn't matter. When you try the cigar a month from now, 6 months from now, whatever it is, you go back and you check your notes, and that's your through line, right? This is what I got. This is what I got. And then you're able to talk about that cigar. And also, okay, there's a Cameroon wrapper with the cigar. Now I know what that is. The filler is Dominican and Nicaraguan. The binder is an Ecuadorian Sumatra. According to the guys at Developing Palates, I'll trust them on that one. So you'll be able to be like, ooh, I like that kind of flavor. I wonder what other cigars have that. It's how I found myself so attracted to the Cameroon wrapper.
So I've had people ask me, Tony, how big is Tony's notebook?
My notebook is 6 years of this show.
Oh, there it is.
I mean, it is. It's 6 years of this show. But I do go back. I'm glad you brought that up because as we do the show, I don't have a notebook in front of me. I have started the process of going back to the beginning and writing it down. And every one of those cigars, because I've had them more than once, where am I at it? What am I doing with it? What do I think of it? And also, it's not about the size of the notebook.
There it is. It's how you use it. Having said that, no,
you can get a bunch of smaller notebooks. That's what I was going to say.
Oh,
thank you.
I've always been impressed at your recall when it comes to cigars you've had in the past, your experience with them. I've always said that I'm a fan of cigars, but I don't have the passion that you have for them. You really, really not only sit back and enjoy a cigar. You want to know more about the cigar. You want to know more about the company that makes the cigar. I've always been impressed with that.
Well, that's kind. I've always been impressed with your ability to show up on time,
and I do that 83% of the time.
By the way, if going back to the last time we did La Aurora, the Ordage is the last. La Aurora that we did. Now, is this in our humidor is the question. A great question, which I cannot answer for you just yet. We've just started smoking this, the La Aurora Cameroon. Grab one, smoke along with us. Eat, drink, smoke, people. Be right back. Grilled cheese, ladies and gentlemen. I'm looking for a cigar that tastes like grilled cheese.
If you expect me to throw something out there that will make that make sense, I'm sorry. I have nothing.
Well, if I eat the grilled cheese, then my cigar might taste like grilled cheese. I guess the point is I'm in the mood for a grilled cheese.
Fair enough.
Tea, drink, smoke. I'm Tony Katz, and that is America's favorite amateur drinker, Fingers Malloy. By the way, I was going back and just making sure we did the La Aurora Ordage in March. I see, that's how long we've been doing this. I did forget.
Oh, I thought you would remember that.
No. I remember the cigar. I don't remember that it was. That's all blending together.
Oh, it was in March.
You're an idiot.
It was a simpler time.
Oddly enough, yes.
Yeah.
Really, really, really was. There was a survey done of Americans regarding grilled cheese, how they like it. Now, in a weird way, this is fascinating because we think of brisket, we think of barbecue as very, very specific to region. If you read our book, Let's Go Barbecue, all these different areas and how they engage different types of sauces. Alabama white sauce, for example, things like that. You can find it at Amazon.com. Let's Go BBQ, recipes, tips, and tales from the pit. But it is true that people do grilled cheese in all different ways, starting with not even just the basic, the cheese, but the bread. Fingers Malloy, you make a grilled cheese sandwich at home. What's the bread?
Whatever's in the pantry.
Okay, so you're not specific.
No, but if I were to choose, if you said, grab a loaf of bread, we're making grilled cheese, sourdough.
Fine pick. You wouldn't just go with basic white. Mm-mm. You wouldn't go with a rye. You wouldn't go with a challah.
Challah?
Close.
Oh, no, I would. If you had rye right there, I would definitely try a rye.
So what we have just done, Fingers Malloy, is we have started a fight in homes all across America. Because right now people are arguing about what bread to use, and that has led to people actually stabbing each other. Stop doing that. It's just a grilled cheese.
And the correct answer for some is whole wheat.
Yeah, well, whatever you do to those people is fine by us.
But don't you feel like the grilled cheese sandwich is an afterthought? When you're planning your menu for the week for the fam, does anyone say, you know what, Tuesday night is grilled cheese sandwich night?
Well, Tuesday night is taco night.
Oh.
That's why they call it Taco Tuesday.
Fair enough.
But you might think of grilled cheese and tomato soup. That especially with winter here, except for all the good people in Texas who have wonderful weather. The rest of us, grilled cheese, tomato soup. You don't like tomato soup, do you?
No, it has tomatoes in it. Not a fan.
I don't even understand. So they did a little comparison here, a survey of 5,000 people. The ideal grilled cheese. So when asked about the combo, what kind of cheese is, 44% cheddar, 40% American cheese. And in that moment, I realized that 44% of America are a bunch of morons.
Wow.
Morons. I'm not even going to be kind about it. Of course it's American cheese. Of course it's American cheese.
Okay.
And preferably something you unwrap from plastic. It should be the kind of American cheese that you could utilize to fill a hole in your wall instead of spackle. That kind of cheese.
Are you talking the kind of cheese that comes in a cardboard box?
It should only come in a cardboard box. Boar's Head American cheese. 99 times out of 100, that's what we're buying here. What?
Okay. Nothing.
What?
I was just about to pat you on the back.
What?
And say, wow, I thought you were going to be an elitist by saying, well, the only cheese that you have in a grilled cheese is smoked Gouda. I thought that's what was going to happen. You're like, no, American cheese. And then you go, Boar's Head.
Yes. I'm not a savage.
Boar's Head, which makes a fine product. I'm not disparaging the fine folks at Boar's Head.
The Boar's Head people. Boar's Head Mafia, they're coming.
Yes, that's true. But 1 pound of Boar's Head cheese, correct me if I'm wrong, $62.
That is accurate. And honestly, well worth it. It could be craft. You were talking about the cardboard Velveeta,
yes.
And I'd be a no on Velveeta for my grilled cheese. That would not be right. So if you're incorporating multiple cheese, the combo is cheddar and American. I don't understand that. I think it's just American cheese. I don't combo my cheese in a grilled cheese.
I only combo it when I open up the cheese tray in my refrigerator and there are 2 different kinds of cheeses and there's not enough for one sandwich by using just one of them. So I just throw a bunch of cheese, mystery cheese sandwich.
And then came the bread choice. 43% said white bread. Now the question is, how do you cut it? How do you cut your grilled cheese sandwich? Fingers Malloy?
You don't? What are you cutting your sandwich for? What's going? How big is your bread? What's going on here? You're cutting.
You really don't cut a grilled cheese
I
sandwich?
don't cut any sandwich.
By the way, the average American adult, according to Pepperidge Farm, eats 36 grilled cheese sandwiches a year. True or false?
That's true.
That's totally insane. No one is eating 36 grilled cheese sandwiches except for your 8-year-old.
Well, they said the average American, some may only have 8 in a year. Some may have 107.
I don't think I've had a grilled cheese sandwich this year,
No?
but I'm having one tomorrow. 48% of Americans say you cut it into triangles. I believe that is accurate. I believe that's the way people do it. They do it on the angle. I'm surprised it's only 48%. By the way, white bread wins out with 43%, followed by sourdough at 24%.
Well, the cutting it in triangles makes you feel like you got a bigger sandwich.
I think it's because it's easier for the dipping.
Oh, there's that too.
Right? Dipping into the tomato soup.
No, dipping it into Fruit Loops.
No. What?
Exactly.
You dipped your grilled cheese sandwich into your cereal?
I would if it were grape nuts. It would finally give it some flavor.
I think the moral of the story here is that it is one of those foods that to your point, you're never thinking about. It's never on the menu. And then you hear it, you're like, oh, that sounds awesome.
To me, it is very much a meal of, oh, crap, we forgot to go to the grocery store today. Oh, we got some bread and cheese. Let's throw together some grilled cheese sandwiches.
And then you eat it and everybody's happy.
Would you say, Tony, it's good comfort food?
When you say it like that, I can't, and I want to so badly. Yes, it's very good comfort food.
You know, it's very good
awesome.
with a grilled cheese sandwich is Boar's Head tomato soup.
They don't. Wait, hold on. Do they make tomato soup?
No.
$743. Boar's Head.
Uh-huh.
If you can afford it, eat well.
It comes in a crystal vase.
Boar's Head is great, and they make a great sponsor of Eat, Drink, Smoke. Not that. What do you get? What do you get?
What do I get?
Mr. Mock me for being an elitist.
I get grocery store
Great
brand
value American cheese from Walmart, where I get my cheese and motor oil.
Wow.
Have we insulted everybody?
You are.
We are really on a roll. Good on us. It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. Eat, Drink, Smoke. It is your cigar, bourbon, foodie extravaganza. I'm Tony Katz. That right there is Fingers Malloy, and I want to be perfectly clear. Whether you eat Boar's Head or whether you buy from Walmart, you're welcome here at Eat, Drink, Smoke Nation. I'm sorry Fingers Malloy is such an elitist snob that he thinks some of you shouldn't be here. Fingers is sometimes terrible. We'll deal with him later, appropriately, probably involving a large stick. But until that moment happens, thank you for being a part of Eat, Drink, Smoke Nation. And just remember, we love you, and while you're sleeping, we're watching.
That was a message from Everyman Tony Katz.
That's what they call me. Everyman Tony. Oh, said no one ever. Smoking the Law Aurora, 1903 Cameroon Toro. This is 5 3/4 by 54. What I like about this cigar, because I have already smoked a few of these, is that it starts off clean. It does. It starts kind of off kind of nondescript, that little bit of spice that Fingers was talking about, that Fingers was talking about, which I would definitely call a cedar. I think that as it hits the back of the tongue to the bit of the throat there, it becomes a leather. And if you can equate the smell of fresh leather to a taste, that's the way I would do it. I think that this cigar builds out nicely. I think that we're still in the first third, but I'm already in a place where, you know what? It's probably playing more towards the full side, right? It's a fuller cigar, but I don't feel that I'm overwhelmed. Interestingly, the flavor is in the tongue and in the throat and not in the cheek. There's nothing really happening in there, but I like it. I think it smokes nice. I think it's smoking easy. I haven't had to touch it up all that much that I recall. Sometimes I touch it up out of habit as opposed to need, right? That sometimes happens. But I think it's playing very, very nice. And I think it's very attractive.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I'm not really getting much of a spice. For me, it's that the wood notes. You mentioned leather. I could see that. What's really strange is I feel like it's almost like a walnut for a nutty, if I was really going to get specific about it.
Really?
Yeah, that's where I would go. But it's been great so far. I haven't had to really touch it up all that much. The hand feel, we talked about that earlier, is great. So far I'm really, really happy.
Fingers Malloy, the La Aurora 1903 Cameroon. Is this in your humidor for $7.20?
Yes.
Guys, absolutely. Now, this is not perfectly my flavor profile, but at $7, all day long, no question. None. There's just a lot of good things happening here. Maybe I would prefer more of a coffee note. Maybe I like a little bit more of a chocolate note, maybe even malty, things like that. That not every cigar is that thing. For a little bit of spice, that little bit of wood, just a pleasantness of the tobacco that isn't too forward. Hell yeah, all day, golf course, working around the house, while you're grilling in fall weather. So if you have to put it down, you don't feel bad about it. No question.
And just as I said, I didn't have to touch it up. I just had to touch it up. But I agree with what you're saying. Also, all these notes that we're talking about, everything's really subtle. Nothing is really hammering you. I could see starting your day with this.
Could you really?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You don't think that that's a little spicier?
See, I'm not getting that.
So you really are denoting a difference between the wood and the idea of spice.
Yeah, I'm not getting anything like that. But that's just me.
I get it.
Everyone hits their palate differently. But this, to me, for me, especially at that price point, could be an everyday cigar.
Oh, sure. The only thing I would say is that I would love to try this in a 50 ring gauge.
Okay.
I would love this so I had a different ratio of wrapper to binder and filler, because I love the Cameroon wrapper and I love what that has to offer, which usually has a more of a toothiness to it, which this does not in the wrapper, which is interesting. I would like to have that ratio a little bit more. This at a 54 ring gauge is part of the reason why it's not even more for me in terms of enjoyable, although I think it's really good. I think it's solid. I think it's working terrifically for exactly what it is. If I could get this in a 50 by 5 3/4, I'd be a happy man. I'd be a happy man. Yeah, this is in the humidor for sure. It's time, Fingers Malloy, for news of the week.
Is it really?
Wow.
Everything.
Shutdown's over.
Everything's terrible.
Everybody's getting paid.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Birds are singing.
Let's start with that. President Trump, excuse me. I was just reading the headline from the Wall Street Journal. It says Trump. President Trump signed the spending bill ending the longest shutdown in United States history.
Yeah. Now, you understand that Fingers and I come from political backgrounds. We do political talk radio. We have, you name them, we've done the interview. We've had the chance to consult with people. We have been at the conferences. We've been at the places. We have been patted down by Secret Service. Yeah.
And they've smoked a cigarette afterwards.
We do eat, drink, smoke to get away from all that. We do eat, drink, smoke to avoid the politics. So if you were looking for a political take on the shutdown, that isn't what we're bringing you today. Rather, there is a larger question that could be asked. And I think it's the question being asked by America, which is, of course, what the hell was the point of all of this? What was the point of all of this? It was a continuing resolution. 42 days of people not getting paid, of then a question, of course, of SNAP benefits, right? Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Plan benefits, food stamps not going out. And they signed the continuing resolution that was there 42 days ago. What was the point of all this, Fingers Malloy? Why put America through this exercise?
It's all politics, is it not? I mean, we don't have to get into what the politics were about, but it's all politics.
So I want to make sure what we're saying, because when we're saying all politics, what we're saying is one group of people saw an opportunity for power and another group of people saw an opportunity not to have to agree to their push for power. That's it.
Yeah.
And by the way, that could go other ways with other parties and other times and all that jazz. At what moment do Americans say, my God, are we tired of your crap? Or is it immediately forgotten about because they're on to the next, oh my gosh, the worst thing in the world that's just happened thing and getting people to try and change their minds?
I think you just answered your question with that answer, and it's that. Listen, I think in a lot of ways the American people have been like this previously before social media. They would move on relatively quickly.
Agreed.
But now in the social media age, there's a new thing to be outraged over this morning. And they move on to the next outrage. And then you've got one group of people who are outraged. You've got another group of people who are saying it's a big nothing burger. Doesn't matter. The topic doesn't matter which side of the political aisle you're on. It's just this constant bickering back and forth until one day it all comes to blows and we have a water balloon fight.
I swear to you, if we solved our problems, Aaron Burr, Alexander Hamilton, water balloon style, first of all, the pay-per-view alone. The pay-per-view alone that we could get to see Ted Cruz going up against Elizabeth Warren in a water balloon fight, I would pay cash. Cash, take my money.
Well, what you could do while you're watching it, part of News of the Week also is Jack Daniels, for the first time in over 100 years, will now be selling 3-liter bottles of Old Number 7.
Where Costco do I get this?
I don't believe it's just at Costco. You may be able to get it at your own liquor store, your favorite liquor store. It will be $79.99 for a 3-liter bottle.
A 3-liter Jack?
Yep. Be able to get you through the next shutdown.
Yeah, right. Because only one 3-liter bottle of Jack is going to be needed for another 42-day shutdown. That's overkill. I mean, maybe if you're a bar, that's overkill.
Sure. That's overkill. Winky, winky.
Winky, winky.
Winky, winky.
Okay. Eat, drink, smoke. So over there at Target, the people in the red shirts are very unhappy because there is a new forced greeting policy. It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. I'm Tony Katz. That's Fingers Malloy. Find it all at eatdrinksmokeshow.com. We have a forced greeting policy here at Eat, Drink, Smoke where Fingers Malloy shows up to the studio and I say, what took you so long? And he says, why don't you shut it?
It's like you just got a behind-the-scenes look at Eat, Drink, Smoke.
They have a program at Target called the 10-4 program, as in 10-4, good buddy.
Oh, no. This sounds terrible.
It forces employees to engage with customers more.
No.
Employees within 10 feet of a customer are required to, wait for it, these are Fingers Malloy's favorite things, smile.
Ugh.
Go on, show everybody how you smile. Make eye contact. Wave. And use friendly, approachable, and welcoming body language.
How's it going, cowboy?
Oh my gosh. I'm shopping at Kmart. There are no more Kmarts. I would build one to get away from what it is you just did. Any staff within a 4-foot radius of a shopper must also personally greet the customer and initiate a warm, helpful reaction.
No.
You got it wrong, Target. How many more ways can you screw this up? How many more ways, Target, can America say, by the way, I just touched up my cigar for the first time. I think the first time. How many more ways, Target, can America say to you, all we want you to do is sell us cheap T-shirts? You know what? When you have the Starbucks in there, all right, fine, we treat ourselves. But we don't need anything else, really. Right? If when we get to the checkout, the cashier says, hey, thanks for being here. Anything else you need? Right? That's always nice. But you want me while I'm looking for whatever new gift craze it is my 8-year-old wants, and I don't know how to find it. I barely can understand it. All I know is when I find it, it's going to cost me $282. You think I want the person who's stocking the shelves, having people scream at them all day, I want them to pretend to be like, hey, how you doing? Really glad you're here. What can I help you with? That's what I assume they sound like.
Bobcat Goldthwait?
Right. It was a little Bobcat Goldthwait and a little Maurice Chevalier.
Oh.
It had a bit of sophistication. Nobody wants this. We want pleasant. We don't want forced.
It's very much like Robert Stack walking through the airport on an airplane. Yeah. I'm just trying to get to the deli meats. Jehovah's Witness.
We'd like to give this flower. Oh my God.
I'm not interested. I don't even like going to the checkout.
Last week, Caddyshack 2. This week, Airplane. Tune in next week to find what classic movie Fingers is referencing this time.
Porky's 3. Having said
That's
that,
a tease.
I don't want to be bothered. I don't even like going to the checkout and have them ask me how you're doing. The best thing when you're going to the checkout, the clerk can say is, "Did you find everything okay?"
Yeah.
Because I don't want to go through the whole transactional, how are you doing? I'm fine today. How are you doing? I'm fine today.
Cold enough for you?
You're asking me how I feel. You don't care how I feel.
Don't care.
No. And quite frankly, I'm happy that you're alive. Other than that, I don't care either.
If you're in the aisle and you turn, if the employee says, if I can help you find anything, let me know. Great. Because sometimes that initiation is like, yeah, actually, I'm looking for this thing. That's super helpful. That's it. That's all you need. Because the amount of, let me explain this to you, Fingers Malloy. We have gotten to a place in America where people don't know how to talk to each other. Mm-hmm. Now, you like that place.
Absolutely.
Here's where I don't like that
That's
place.
my Xanadu.
I'm standing in a supermarket. I'm talking to my wife. And there's someone behind us, and they want to get by. I'm not really in the way, but they don't say, excuse me. They're just going to wait there. Wait there for the rest of your life. I don't care. You could die in that spot. Your kids can come and mourn you in that spot. Why can't you say, excuse me, just need to get by? That's it. And be like, yeah, I'll move over. Go right ahead. Why can't they say it? People have forgotten how to talk, and they would they're so afraid of the talk. Stop being afraid of the talk. That is a different conversation than force the talk. That's not necessary. That's a mistake from Target.
See, I think you're completely wrong on this. I think we, as app developers, should come up with an app where someone could type into their phone for them to be able to say, excuse me, will you please move, and have the app tell you to move.
You think we should devise an app where people just hit a button and it'll say, excuse me, please?
Yes, absolutely.
As opposed to having to say, excuse me, please.
Who needs that?
What if you could like more customize the app? So for some people, it'll say, excuse me, please. And other people, it will say, can you move your fat ass out of the way? Do you think you're capable of doing that with your giant butt? Do you think you could move that? You think you could scooch that massive load just maybe a few inches to the right? Even though we know you're going to go home alone and cry while you eat a full gallon of ice cream. But if you could, just for right now, move that giant, whatever that is, a bit to the left so I can go get some buttered flavored microwave popcorn.
We already have that app. It's called Twitter.
Oh, you win this round. That's really good. You can't say it. You want an app to do. Really, you won't do that. You'll just stand there?
Oh, no, I'll just bust my way right through.
I don't get that. Why would you do that?
Why would I bust my way right through?
Yeah, just say, excuse me.
Oh, I would say, excuse me. I maybe even pardon me.
Wait, would you say it after you're already through?
I would.
After you've already busted through and people are laying bloodied on the ground, would you be pushing your cart going, excuse me?
Yes, but then I would end the sentence with, Governor. That's what I do. Target, what are you doing? I don't want to talk to people.
Yeah.
I just don't want it.
It's force. It is force, and force is silly.
And that's the other thing too. Everyone knows that in this transaction that it's all phony.
Right.
But
do you feel that way about the Chick-fil-A people?
Yeah, kinda.
It'll be my pleasure.
But it's really not.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
You're getting paid. Maybe it's a pleasure to be able to get paid.
If it were a pleasure for them, they wouldn't be getting paid for it.
But I do favor the idea of instilling in the employees the concept of kindness and the concept of not only appreciation of the job, but of the customer who's there. Sure, some customers are lowlifes. We all agree. Some customers are just awful. You know it, I know it, we all know it.
The Fingers Malloy Institute of Institutes for Institutes did a study.
Oh, is that right?
Recently, we got a government grant.
It's always good.
11% of customers are terrible. 11%.
It just feels like 43%.
Because they're the loudest.
So, but I would like to see employees be a little more happy that they have a job as opposed to, I can't believe I have to be at this job. I think it's just better attitude leads to a happier life in that regard. But I don't want to force a presentation on a customer that now puts me in a spot where I have to respond and maybe I don't want to respond.
Because you could tell it's genuine. If you're genuinely a happy, outgoing person and you have the little Target vest on and you're walking by someone.
Target doesn't have a vest. They wear a red shirt.
Isn't that a vest?
They don't have they have vests?
I believe that's a vest.
Okay, maybe they've got vests.
No,
that lady in the photo has a vest.
If they're a genuine, outgoing person and you make eye contact and they say hello, that's fine. But if they're coming over and they're tackling you to make sure they get their hello in because the assistant manager is watching, then nobody needs that.
No, I'm with you. This is this is a miss. And like if you see an employee coming around the corner, you're like, oh, I gotta get out of this aisle before they talk to me.
Do that all the time.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Do you really?
Oh, especially at Kroger when they are have the cell phone people who are back trying to sell me cell service.
Are the cell phone people back?
Yeah.
Kroger. If you don't know that story, remind us. We'll catch you on the other side with that. Find everything wherever it is you get your podcast. Look for Eat, Drink, Smoke. Find us there and subscribe. This is Eat, Drink, Smoke.
Follow Eat, Drink, Smoke on social media, on Twitter at Go Eat, Drink, Smoke, on Facebook, facebook.com/Eat, Drink, Smoke, and Instagram at Eat, Drink, Smoke Podcast. Hey, you made it all the way through to the end of this video. We're proud of you.
You should watch more of our videos. Make sure you subscribe right there to Eat, Drink, Smoke, wherever it is you get your videos, on YouTube, on Rumble, and don't forget Instagram, Eat, Drink, Smoke Podcast, where we've got the shorts and some very cool things going on.